Hi, I'm Jim Yule of the Agile Marketing Alliance, and I'd like you to join me on my journey to look at the intersection of AI and Agile marketing. I'm going to be trying some new things out, and you'll be going on this journey with me. So, I'm going to start with talking about how to write a prompt, or prompt engineering as it's called. This is one of the very first things that you need to know in order to work successfully with large language models like Chat GPT. Now, our friends over at Trust Insights have a prompt structure that they recommend for writing prompts. It's called RACE, which stands for Role, Action, Context, and Execute. If you imagine that you're talking to another person, like Chat GPT is another person, what role do you want them to play? In my case, I want them to be an agile marketer, and I want them to know about certain things, and I want them to talk in a professional yet warm voice. That's an example of a role. Action. What is the action you want ChatGPT to help you do? Might be writing a blog post, writing a script for a video, lots of different things, okay? Context. Well, sometimes you need to provide it with some context about, make it look like these particular other blog posts that I'm doing, or some other context that you're doing. And then lastly, just execute. Tell it, do this for me now. So I generally write my prompts in just a text editor. That way I can kind of get them right, and I can reuse them and modify them and so forth, okay? So here I've created a prompt for writing an outline for a blog post. Now, I don't have ChatGPT write my actual blog post. I think that's my job to do, and I want to put in my own voice, my own creativity, my own ideas. But I often do get started on writing a blog post by asking ChatGPT to write me an outline, and that's what I've done here. So I've given it a role. You're an expert agile marketer. You're familiar with the manifesto, with running experiments. You have expertise in these different areas of marketing. And I ask it to write in a compelling and professional style at an 11th grade reading level. So that's sort of the first part, the role. Then the action is, your first task is to write an outline for an 800 to 1,000 word blog post. And I tell it the topic, and I give it some more detail. And the more detail you can give it, the better the result is going to be, okay? I don't, in this case, give it any context. I'll show you some prompts later on where I do put in context. And then I just ask it to execute. So I'm going to just copy this, go into Chat GPT 4, and then just paste that into Chat GPT 4. So it's going to then give me an outline here, okay? So it gives me a title, Unlocking Success with Outcome-Based Marketing, suggests that I write an introduction, which includes a definition and the importance of focusing on outcomes, and then suggests some examples of these things, prioritizing, why it's important to prioritize business outcomes, what this all has to do with agile marketing and how the two tie together, okay? And then where in the digital sphere might you do this, okay? So lots of different ways of doing this, and I've run this particular prompt several times, and every time it gives me a different outline. So very good for getting me started on my blog post. All right, so that's it for today. See you next time at the AI and Agile Marketing journey.